Hi everyone, today let's talk about the ultimate combination of a cup of tea and a biscuit. Is there anything better than having a cup of tea and a biscuit on a break, whether that be from work or from whatever you're taking a break from? There can be nothing better. However, and unfortunately, for many people, if you work in an environment where lots of cups of tea get made throughout the day, the amount of calories that you can consume with this combination can be pretty big and may be the reason why you're struggling to reach your weight loss goals, if that's what you're hoping to achieve. Now, it doesn't matter whether the biscuit of choice with your cup of tea is something quite big like a caramel wafer, or something small like a digestive or a ginger nut, or custard cream. It doesn't really matter. What matters is the cumulative effect. And what I see a lot is people have multiple cups of tea throughout the day and they have just something wee with it every single time. So just a wee celebration, 1 or 2 celebrations. Oh, I know that's not technically a biscuit. I know that. But that's the kind of thing that people have, where they have one custard cream, then they have a second custard cream, then they have a third custard cream, but they're only wee. That's what people think. But actually, if you wrote them down and added up the calories over even just your 5 working days, because quite often this is something that happens in workplaces a lot. So let's talk about even just the 5 working days that you have. If you were made aware of how many calories that was throughout the whole week, you'd probably be really, really surprised. So even though this kind of combination seems kind of silly and small, sometimes these small things actually have the biggest impact on our week, because they happen so frequently and it really, really mounts up. People often stress quite a lot if they've had a takeaway or something like that. Now, having a takeaway or any sort of treat like that is fine if it's planned and it's a decision you've made and it's a conscious choice. Anything that you do, you've decided, I want that and I'm going to have it, is fine. Often the problem with things like cups of tea and a biscuit is you kind of think, well, that's what I really want. But the day sort of passes and you probably haven't even been aware of how many biscuits you've had or what you've really eaten. And that's more of a problem because it's just kind of mindless snacking and you probably haven't enjoyed it as much. At least with something like a takeaway, you can sit down and really enjoy it. Sometimes you can people really savour a cup of tea and a biscuit and it's really such a treat. But a lot of the time it's just a habit. You get a cup of tea, you grab a biscuit, it's gone. The biscuit's gone in 2 seconds and then you sit and drink your cup of tea. And it's not really something that's been enjoyed, but yet it can have a massive impact on your week. And it really is these small things that people don't think about when they're focusing on their week and how to kind of improve their diet. It's sometimes these small things that make the biggest difference. So, ways to avoid having multiple cups of tea with multiple biscuits throughout the day is to stop having the cups of tea. That's sometimes, if you actually don't have the cup of tea, you don't care about missing the biscuits. It's actually sometimes harder to have a cup of tea without a biscuit. So it may be that you just don't have a cup of tea all the time, or you have maybe just 1 cup of tea throughout the day or 2. The other alternative is to swap breakfast tea for a herbal tea. That can make a big, big difference because herbal teas, kind of fruity teas, have such flavour to them. Often people don't really want a biscuit with them. It doesn't go. The flavours don't match, and the herbal tea in itself is a bit of a treat. So that's another thing to try. And if all else fails, just make sure your workplace or your home is stocked with biscuits that you aren't that fussed about, that you find easy to resist. For example, the reason a caramel wafer is sitting out here is because I always have caramel wafers in my house. The reason is, everybody loves caramel wafers. I like them. I'm not that fussed about them, so I'm not tempted to eat them. If I had a cupboard full of custard creams or hobnobs, then there would be a big problem because they're like my 2 favourites, and I would find them really hard to resist all day, every day, especially because I work from home a lot. So I stock, there's there's plenty of chocolate and biscuits in my cupboard, because obviously I don't like to not have things in if people come round, and occasionally I do want a treat and I would maybe have a caramel wafer, but I deliberately don't stock things that I absolutely love and find hard to resist, because that would make every day a lot harder. I just keep things in that I'm really that fussed about, and it makes it much easier, so I don't mind having a cup of tea without a biscuit. So there are a few tricks there to apply, but the biggest real takeaway that I want you to think about is to be more aware of how many times you would do something like this. This wouldn't be everybody's habit, a cup of tea and a biscuit, but really whatever habit that you just love that happens every day, I want you to be more aware of it and more aware of the cumulative effect on your whole week. And that can really be an insight into your eating, and into also what changes you might need to make to your diet to get the results that you want.